Okay, in this video, I'm going to explain what we're building towards for the end of this course and what we need to get there. So today we're going to look at parametrizing surfaces. And before we do that, I just want to discuss with you what we're trying to work towards. So we have learned that Green's theorem, which works in a two-dimensional setting, theorem, right? This is a two-dimensional theorem, and it helps us take the line integral over a closed curve in R2 and calculate either the circulation of a vector field along the curve or the flux. And so these are the two integrals that we encounter in Green's theorem. And both of them relate each integral to a double integral over the region enclosed by the curve. So we might say over some region, and we measure for circulation, we integrate the partial of q with respect to x minus the partial of p with respect to y over a 2D region. And this is what we called the curl of our vector field f. This is all in 2 dimensions. And for flux, we take the double integral over the enclosed region of the divergence. And so this is what that looks like. Again, assuming here that our vector field has components p and q, respectively. So that's what Green's does for us. And I want to say more about this, so I'm just going to erase this and do that a little lower. And so the idea here is we have some curve on the xy plane. So here's our xy plane. Oops. And it encloses a region. The curve is oriented, and a vector field passes through it, along it. And the idea is that if we want to know circulation of the vector field, let's say along the curve, then we can measure the microscopic curl of every single point inside of the region. And what happens inside, if we find the net sum of all the microscopic curl, that's going to be equal to the circulation on the outside. And for flux, the difference is that we're measuring microscopic divergence. So the flux density, right? So this is flux density, which is divergence, and that is what we're integrating. Okay, what we want to do next, which will be the realm of Stokes' theorem and the divergence theorem, is we want to lift all of this to space, R3. And to do that, for Stokes, for example, we're going to then take a curve, let's say in space, in R3. So here's a curve, and maybe it is the boundary of some surface. And what happens along the boundary of this surface is related to the curl at every point on the surface. So we have a need to find a parametric description of surfaces so that we can express these integrals using those parametric descriptions. So Stokes will be the extension of Green's theorem to R3, but only circulation. And so we will be able to integrate to find a line integral of a circulation integral over a curve by evaluating what goes on top of these surfaces, the curl on the surface. And divergence is slightly different, but the divergence theorem will extend the green's flux, gets kind of lifted up to space. That is the idea behind the divergence theorem. I won't talk about the theorem just yet, but that's what we're trying to work towards. And to do any of this, we've got to jump into R3, which means we need to learn how to parametrize surfaces in R3. And so what does it mean? Well, we have done a lot of work with parametric curves. And so we have parametrized curves. This is done in both R2 and R3. And what that means, what we've done is we've said, okay, let's take an interval from A to B. Let's say T goes from A to B. And we basically lift that up and we say, all right, I want that to be the path of a fly in space from the point when T is A and the point when T is B. And so that's what we mean by parametrizing. We came up with a vector function in terms of T that described the path of that particle or of the fly. And so now we've got to figure out, well, how are we going to parametrize surfaces? And so what we're going to do, this is not yet done. So for parametrizing surfaces, we will need a description that has two varying quantities, right? So for parametrizing a curve, we just needed T. This was kind of 1 degree of freedom because we can define the curve by just how as T changes. But for parametrizing surfaces, we need 2. And that's because a surface in R3 might be something like z equals f of xy. And so we've got 2 quantities that can vary, and the third one can be described with respect to those 2 quantities. And so that's why we need 2 variables to parametrize a surface in R3. And so we want to be able to write this as a vector function where the first component might be x, which depends on u and v. The second component might be y, which depends on u and v. The third component is z, depending on u and v. And what we're really actually doing is we're saying, okay, we're going to be working on transforming a rectangle on the UV plane. Oops, I don't know what app I'm using here. Sorry about that. Transforming, all right, that didn't quite work. That's good enough. Let's say that this is my UV plane, or the variables that I will use to parametrize, and we take a rectangle where U varies from A to B and V varies, for example, from C to D, and that rectangle, we pick it up and we transform it, we move it around, we shape it to make some kind of surface. Surface S, right? So we are taking a rectangle in R2 and shaping it, picking it up. You could shape it into a surface in S, you could shape it into a sphere, you could shape it into a cone, right? We could shape it into a lot of the surfaces that we're already familiar with. And that is how we're going to be, that's what we mean by parametrizing a curve, is we need 2 variables because the third one can depend on the other 2. And how do we express a surface in terms of those 2 variables? So we pick up that rectangle and curve it and shape it into space and get these different surfaces, and we need to be able to describe them in terms of the parameters that we choose. And so in the next video, I'm going to show you how to parametrize a few common surfaces like cylinders and spheres. And then we will do a couple of examples and start using our ideas to talk about surface integrals.